What up, people? What up? What up? What up? It's your boys. It's the fantasy football guys, the No Man Fantasy guys, right here, live in living color. Episode 7. I don't know what y'all are waiting for. That subscribe button, just go boop. That's all you gotta do. Just saying. Just saying, man. We got him in the house. He looks comfortable. He's a little angry today, but we got my man Wes. He's just a little bit. He may be a little emotional. He already warned us. You know, he's going to be a little emotional. But Wes,
Sir,
what's good, baby?
what's going on, fellas? Happy to be back. It's week 7 completed, so I'm excited. Except for my Raiders, they didn't show up, but I had to deal with that COVID, which I think most teams are gonna have to deal with this season. But it's whatever. Moving on. We're moving on to Cleveland, G. We're moving on to Cleveland.
Gotta be ready, baby. It's gonna be another shootout.
Hey, Wes, that was a perfect segue. You know, back in full popular demand. I'm going to say this. Maybe the best looking guy in Podcastville. Just saying. Just saying. My man G. What up, G?
What's going on, man? Man, happy to be back again for another week of giving out some good tips, strategies, going over some fantasy stuff, man, and just having a good time, man. Talking to the people, man.
Yeah, man. So, hit us up. Like, we got the email box, the NOMAAMFANTASYFOOTBALL@gmail.com. Hit us up. You know, we asked some questions. Had a few questions in there. Nothing really, crazy. Just honestly, we got some real basic questions this week. I had some lady. I play fantasy football with my nephew. Like, yeah.
Nice.
But we, just like every week, we're gonna start off this week. We're gonna talk about. We each got some games we want to talk about. Recap with obviously the game itself, and then some fantasy implications in that. Very special. Are you serious today? We got a good one for you today. We'll talk about the yes ma'ams, no ma'ams. Kind of introduce something called studs and duds. Kind of go over some of those as well from the past week, and then it's the recap time. I don't even want to talk about it. We'll just wait to then.
We'll get to that when we get.
We'll get to the no ma'am stuff. It's getting a little gully, but I'm gonna start off with Gina's today. G, the mic's with you. Give me your game that you're gonna talk about. We'll go with your first game. We'll go around, get back to your second game after that.
Yep. My first game, man, is the Browns-Bengals. That was a great game. It was a shootout. A lot of offense, not good defense, and I mean, literally, they just drove the ball up and down the field. Had it not been for a few turnovers from Burrow, the strip sack from Myles Garrett, the pick, which we should have had another one there to end the game. It shouldn't have been that close. But, at the end of the day, Burrow made a few mistakes, played well, 406 yards, 3 touchdowns. He got sacked 4 times, 2
One
by
running
Miles.
touchdown, so 4 total touchdowns. We'll get that. We'll get to why that's important in a second.
Yep. One rushing touchdown, had 40 points, 40 fantasy points. That was damn good, whoever started him.
Hey, so real quick, I want to talk about his interceptions real quick, because that first one, I won't really consider that his fault. It was a deflection. I want to say it was Boyd in the end zone, and it deflected off of Boyd and went into one of the Browns receivers. Yeah,
it was a bad throw, so it's his fault.
I don't know. I mean, here's my problem with it, and run the ball. You're there, like, just give it a Geo. Let him try to run it in. That I watched his interview, Burrow's interview at the end, and he said, look, at the end of the game when I threw that touchdown to Gio, we had 2 plays called. That's how they should be going at it all the time, but sorry.
No, I get it, but the whole thing is they couldn't get the ground game going. I mean, Gio had 37 rushing yards.
Right.
They just couldn't get it going, so they knew that our defense is not that great against the pass, and figured it's easier for us to exploit them passing the ball versus us trying to pound the rock with a little running back at that. Mixon ain't there. Mixon's there. They run the ball more.
Right.
So
well, you guys were blitzing a lot in the beginning, so our screen game was on point.
Yep. That's absolutely true. And just to go back over a few stats, Boyd, 11 catches, 100 yards, touchdown, 27 fantasy points. Baker had probably the best game of his career. After starting 0-5, throwing a pick, Odell getting injured, he comes out and has probably the best game, 21 straight completions, 5 touchdowns, again, 40 fantasy points. And then just to name a few, Rashard Higgins stepped up big in Odell's absence. I mean, 6 catches, 110 yards, all 6 targets he caught. The rookie Donovan Peoples-Jones, 3 catches, 56, the game-winning touchdown.
Game-winning touchdown.
A great throw and a great catch by that.
It was perfect on both sides.
Highlight of his career for sure. So, I mean, just one quick thing I want to say about this game is that I think the Odell injury does benefit Baker a lot because, in a sense, I mean, we run a lot of our offense based on Odell because you gotta watch him, right? Because if you don't, he's gonna get the ball and forget about it. So a lot of the way the defenses play us right now is because Odell's on that field. So him coming off, other guys got to step up, man. Other guys got to step up and play. But I think it helps Odell out. So now he don't have to worry about force feeding or trying to get somebody, one person, a certain amount of touches per game or targets. Now he can just focus on whoever's open. Remember this, our coach, Stefanski, came from Minnesota, runs a huge 2-3 tight ends on over 50% of the plays that were on offense. Now he can go to those tight ends. And pay attention for Hooper having a good year from here on out when he's back. Watch.
Well, Joko had a touchdown too, so.
Joku, Bryant had 2 of them, so 3 touchdowns.
That kid is good. I like that kid.
He won the Mackey Award in college, over 1,000 receiving yards. But, going to Joe Burrow, had it not been for a few mistakes, rookie mistakes, I mean, dude, the future's bright in Cincy, man. If Cincy can get him a line and a little bit of defense, dude, they're going to be nasty. And I give them 2 years, man. Give them 2 years to have that roster turned around where it needs to be. And they'll be, man.
I feel you. Wes, what's your first game that you want to talk about?
I'll talk about my Raiders, Tampa Bay. Kind of saw it coming. I thought it would a little bit be worse with the Tampa Bay defensive line versus our O-line especially our O-line not being able to practice all week. When I found out, at least we got 4 to 5 there, but it's whatever. Tampa Bay is a lot better, and I think they're getting there a lot quicker than I expected this year. I knew they had a good D-line last year. It's just Jameis put them in bad situations. Now you got Tom Brady giving this team a lead. And it's different. I feel these guys can play downhill to their advantage because I don't think Tampa Bay's offense is that explosive. I think they're explosive in the red zone, but they don't have any game breakers until they get AB in there. But, because I don't think Mike Evans is getting the long, touchdowns. He's getting the short ones, red zones.
Right.
And by the time I think this all comes together, they're going to be a good team. But to be honest with you, I think they just kind of manhandled the Raiders. It was close. Late third, but then Carr started doing Carr stuff, and you start turning the ball over in your red zone, give Brady a short field, it's nice over because you can't get that offense too many shots.
You got to capitalize.
My defense is trash.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm just I'm going to be the guy to say it. I don't care. I think AB is going to ruin the chemistry there. I don't see.
Your boy said it. He's like, "Hey, the boy."
He said one and done. One and done.
Out.
Yeah, one and done. I mean, what'd you say?
I said Bruce Arians isn't playing that.
Anywhere convenience.
Well, we got some extraterrestrial
audio.
visitors.
That was a Buffalo Wild Wings commercial, I think.
Nice.
Started playing in the background.
My thing,
that Daniel Jones commercial.
my thing is this: look, if AB could be AB of old and just go out there and catch some passes and do what he needs to do, it's going to be disgusting. I mean, I hate to agree with Stephen A. Smith, but they're going to the championship. It is what it is. But there's a lot of mouths to feed. And the one time where he comes back and he has a bad day and he doesn't get what, look, we've all seen it with those diva receivers. They I'm open. And if he doesn't get him the ball because he just didn't feel confident enough to get him the ball, or he forces the ball to him to appease him and it goes the wrong way, Arians is going to put a stop to that immediately.
Oh yeah, Arians already. I mean, I don't think Arians is not going to allow him to dictate anything, and I think that's probably what's been said before he signed the contract. Man, you come in here, you're a part of the team. There's no extra stuff outside of this. If there is, you're off the team, buddy. I guarantee they probably have a clause in his contract somewhere. If he does something stupid, we ain't got to pay him after what he did. After what he did with the Patriots.
Well, I mean, he took the league minimum, but I mean, he has incentives.
Yeah, he got incentives to go to $2.5 million or something like that.
Right.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to hurt them. I think he's going to help them, if anything. We just somebody's going to get eaten up with targets. That's going to be losing targets, and it looks like it's going to be Mike Evans.
Well, Scotty Miller's gone. Shoot, they might as well just put him on the shelf. So, the first game I want to talk about. I'm just going to get to it because it helped me fantasy wise is Falcons. What happened? Falcons, come on, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, you don't even at this point, you don't even know who to blame it on, right? But I want to talk about some of the players in the game and some of the highlights. Not even just the end game. I could care. I'm not a Falcons fan. I like the Lions. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Stafford guy. I thought he looked great. He had some moments where he was under duress too much and he tried to do too many things. But it's Matt Stafford. I mean, he looked good. Galladay kind of started to wake up as the game was going on. I got to give it a Swift. Swift looked good. I think the young kid is coming on. So, I think they're going to lean on him more. I thought Todd Gurley had a decent game. Yes, the touchdown. People could say he shouldn't have gone in the end zone. I get it. He doesn't go in the end zone. They kneel on the ball. They win. It is what it is.
I got more on that in my Are You Serious segment.
I figured I figured you guys would say something, but just to me, it was a good competitive game. But my biggest issue is this, and I know people are going to roast me for it. You guys will probably roast me for it, and that's fine. Yes, should he have gone down? Sure, but he scored the touchdown, so you got to deal with it at that point, right? This isn't Pop Warner football. This isn't flag football. This is big boy football. Millions of dollars, these guys are making. So my thing is this: you have how much time was left on the clock?
A minute and 10 or
something.
Just like in the.
But if he goes
in
down,
the Bengal game.
if he goes down, the clock runs.
No, I get that.
If they do get the ball back, they can't go down the field.
No, but here's my thing, Wes. I get that. If he goes down, they go into the victory formation, game's over because Detroit had no timeouts. I get all that. That's fine. Mistakes happen. Everyone makes mistakes, right? You can't tell me you could drive down that field in a minute and 10 seconds with no timeouts and score like that. They made it look way too easy. So shame on the Falcons defense. Just like
we talking about Atlanta. We talking about Atlanta. You make it seem like stuff is.
They've been doing this every game.
It's been happening since the Super Bowl, dude. There's no way that this should happen. That they should blow a 28-3 lead late in the third quarter. It happened. No way they should let Dallas recover this onside kick. It happened.
I didn't know the rule. I didn't know I can touch the ball. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. Like I said, they got to be the dumbest team ever in football. They got to be the dumbest team ever.
So it's a complete overhaul of the coaching staff. Except because I like Raheem. I think Raheem deserves a shot.
I'm going to tell you this. This is why coaches get fired, because of dumb mistakes like this. Right. You are there to win the football game at the end of the day, okay? They didn't do it. That's the coach's job. That's his responsibility. It's his fault that they did not win that game.
Well, but now to argue with your points, though, but so if the blame has to go on Gurley, it doesn't go on the coaching staff.
No, it goes on the coaching staff because they didn't have to call a play. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to. All they had to do was kneel the ball down. That's it. They didn't have to call another play. The clock keeps running.
Right.
The clock.
Yeah,
keeps running.
It's right. It's there's a lot of people to blame in Atlanta. Just like in the Bengal Browns game, you have a minute 6 seconds and you let them drive down. It's unacceptable. Like, pull up your fucking pants and play some football.
You know what it is, though, is that the game is tailored to offense nowadays, right? So
Absolutely.
there's no penalties no more. Holdings are not being called. But 2 years ago, I mean, they had, like 150 holding calls in the first 3 games.
Right.
And the scores were lower. The games were taking longer. They're like, no, we want exciting football. Look at this, the most the NFL has scored through week 7 in history. You know what I mean? They want
during the COVID times. During the
they
COVID
want
times.
entertainment. They want people to continue to watch. Because look at basketball suffered a lot. Baseball suffered a lot. These World Series games are like the worst to watch games ever. And you would think more people would watch them because they're at home. What else?
The World Series is actually I'm enjoying the World Series. I'll be honest with you, but no, I agree. It kind of goes back to I know Wes is. I'm not sure about yourself, but we're big baseball fans, obviously, and you go back years ago when they went and changed the ball. They juiced the ball up because they wanted more home runs hit. So, all right, G, what's your second game, bud?
Cardinals Seahawks, man, great game.
Oh my God!
Just to name a few players: Russ, 388 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, 84 yards out of ground. He put up 39 fantasy points. Lockett, retarded numbers: 15 for 200, 3 touchdowns for 53, the highest score of the week fantasy-wise. Kyler, on the other side, 364 total touchdowns, a pick, 44 fantasy points, and DeAndre Hopkins, 10 for 103 and a touchdown. And then the player of the game, in my opinion, Chase Edmonds. I mean, he didn't play almost nothing at all the whole first half to that last drive before halftime. He had 0 because I was playing against him in my other league. He had 0. And then he comes out, ends up 7 catches, 87 yards, 58 yards rushing, end up with 21 points. I mean, that was big. That helped them out towards the end of that game, towards the second half when they started playing more.
It's that garbage time, G. I tell you, man. It's
but they ended up needing it to come back and win. They ended up going to OT and winning. So, I mean, Kyler was efficient, running, passing, much better than last week. Remember, he went like 9 completions or something like that. He went 34 for 48. I mean, very efficient game. Hit a lot of his targets. Kirk had a good game. Like I said, Fitzgerald had 8 catches for 60-something yards. I mean, just all around. We know Seattle's defense sucks. They got the worst pass rush. I mean, the worst pass D in the
Yep.
And it shows every week against whoever plays them.
Everybody.
Russ has to be superhuman.
Russ gotta cook. Russ gotta cook.
You talk about a team that if he goes down, they're done.
Oh, for sure, they're done.
Yeah.
But the play of the game, DK Metcalf running down through the
God.
face. Did you guys see that? Oh my God! I mean, that dude. Did you see the audio? I actually have it. I'll text it to you guys. Jamar sent it to me earlier, and he said it when he got up. He said, "Man, he chased me down, chased me down and got me." Like he said it on he was mic'd up.
Because Baker's not slow. Buda Baker's not slow.
Oh, but DK Metcalf is again. He's an animal. Man.
He's an animal.
He's
But he didn't have a good game though.
No. He had Peterson on him the whole game. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Russ said, I'm not going to test this guy out when I can just go in the pocket and more the whole game. You know, why I'm going to force something, but he ended up still throwing 3 picks, so it didn't matter. He should have went to him more.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Wes, what's your second game, buddy?
But hold on. Before you leave that one, don't forget, that game was almost over because they screened it to Metcalf, like late second time after they missed the field goal. They screened it to Metcalf, and they called it back. And I was like, oh, I thought he had –
He was gone. He burned everybody.
Yeah. He was done. He was like,
called that holding call.
Yep.
Yeah, so I didn't see that. So was it a legit call or?
Yeah, it was a holding. He held him.
I mean,
he grabbed him and he couldn't turn around, and Metcalf just burned right by everybody. He was gone.
Okay.
But like I said, either they call holding or they don't. It's one of those. I'm gonna go Dallas, Washington. Yeah, Cowboy fans, I'm kicking y'all when you're down.
What's it Dinaducci? Is it Dinaducci?
No. But I'm gonna get right to the point because I was shocked they lost, but then I wasn't shocked because I didn't see the game live. I kind of watched the highlights, and when I saw Andy go out, I kind of felt bad for Cowboy fans. At a point, I felt like good for you guys. You guys deserve it because you guys aren't that good. Then eventually, at a point, I was like, you guys don't deserve this. Like, you don't deserve your third string quarterback in this situation.
Huge.
Yeah, because I look at it as this is some grown folks' business that Dallas got to deal with it, and they're going to blame it on Andy. They're going to blame it on this third string quarterback. But I'm like, the defense is trash, man. Like, they got all this money over here with Lawrence and the linebacker. I'm like, y'all got to make plays. There's no way Washington should run all over you. That's all Washington has.
Gibson had over
a running back.
Yeah.
They got their backup quarterback in there, just Terry McLaurin, and that's it.
Yeah.
How would Washington running all over you guys?
That was a dirty play by Bostic, though. There's no need for that in the NFL. I mean, that's just disgusting.
It was dirty. That's why I said I felt real bad for Dallas at that point. Like, okay, you guys don't deserve that. Like, bad enough Dax broke his ankle. You don't deserve your backup quarterback to get cheap shotted. Now you got to play the next 2 weeks probably with your third string quarterback.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I'll say about that game also is that I think the coach, McCarthy has lost.
McCarthy.
I don't think he has. I mean, from the guys, how bad Zeke is playing, has never played this bad in his career.
Yeah, I had never
He's
seen
playing
him
terrible. The line is hurt. The ones that are there are not playing good either offensively. In addition to that, now you got a third string quarterback in. The guys are complaining after games about the coach.
They ain't coaching us up.
It was a good fit from the beginning, and now it's just more validating that he doesn't have his team under control, man. And unfortunately, I think he's going to be one and done.
I thought McCarthy.
I think McCarthy's going to be one and done.
I always
turn around quick.
My brother, shout out to Lee, the boys rock. I said to him from the beginning, I thought they should have went young.
Yes.
You know, someone young that matches the energy of a Dak Prescott and a Zeke Elliott. Someone that is willing to just say, fuck it, let's go. Let's just do it, you know. No, but yeah, that game was just weird all around, man. I just, like I said, not to talk too much about that hit though, but you know, when you see your own team, Boston, you know, the Redskins, I think it was number 24 on the defense, that one of the defensive backs puts his hands up like this and says, oh. And then this fool walking off the field like, wow. Dude, wow? Like, seriously? Like when your teammates are talking about you in a bad light, like you're undisciplined and you're, you know, it just, for me, it was a disgusting play. I'm an Andy Dalton guy, as everyone knows, so it was a little bit extra for me. But just to see that hit on anybody, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I agree. And just the one last thing I'll say, and then we can move on if y'all want, is that no one came to his defense.
Nope.
Not one player. Come on, man.
No, yeah, that I did notice that.
That was disgusting on Dallas's part. Now, one of your guys, you just let me get killed, and now one of you guys step up and push him, get in his face.
Nothing.
Nothing. Just let it go, and you look down like, dang, he's gone.
But that is the face of a defeated team. That they are defeated.
Bad coaching and a bad coach, right?
Right. I mean, you know, the Jets are standing up for themselves. The Bengals, you know, all these teams were bad, right? The Giants are fighting for each other. Dallas just seems to be a bunch of kids hanging out.
NFL is not for long, and I don't think that coach gonna be there long.
I agree with you. I know. I agree with you on that one.
I don't like these Dallas options anymore. From Zeke, Amari, Lamb, Gallup. The tight end. I don't like none.
I wouldn't say. I would not. I mean, I'm going to start Zeke because Zeke is to me the best. You know, he's one of my running backs.
You're not confident in it.
No, not at all. Not at all. I had to take a drink of water for this one because this game was weird, man. I'm going to talk about the Steelers-Titans game real quick. Like, I'm going to literally spend like 2 minutes on the tops. It was a great game. I mean, you know, it was a fighting game. I mean, they stopped Henry in the beginning. He had a few good runs towards the end. You know, the Titans did a great job of keeping Chase Claypool out of the mix. I mean, I think he had, point?
Pissed me off.
You know? Yeah, I mean, so
-2 yards.
Right, and so, you know, I think the game plan from Vrabel was great. You know, Tannehill put up 21 points. You know, so there was nothing like they shut down Jonnu Smith. I mean, they had a good both teams came in with a very good game plan, and I knew it was going to come down to the last few minutes. And I mean, you talk the score was 27-24. I mean, you can't get – to me, that was one of the games of the week. I mean, I think the Arizona game turned out I think we all agreed last week that was going to be the game of the week, or at least one of the games of the week, and it turned out to be, that. It was a great show actually, there was a really good – in that Arizona game, there was a really good sportsmanship play. I forgot what it was. I think it had to do with DK. He actually he picked up an Arizona defender off the ground, and they just like, it was just like, you don't see that. Everyone's a tough guy now. I'm not picking up anyone from another team. But anyway, no, Ben's being Ben. I mean, I can't say anything about it. I mean, they're locked in. I mean, Tomlin is got them boys locked in. I mean, here's a stat for you. Ready? Bud Dupree did not have one single tackle, and they still won that game.
They must have been running at what?
They were running, but there were a lot of plays away from him. I mean, they lost T.J. Watt. He's becoming a star. Like, the kid's becoming a star.
I think he is already.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
I'll say this, man, to that, is that I think the Steelers are the best team in the league right now. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I have to agree.
In the league right now. I think they're gonna mock Baltimore this week coming up. I think it's gonna be a close, low-scoring game, but
that's gonna be a defensive battle.
I mean, the Steelers are just they're clicking on all cylinders, man. The pass game, the run game is moving. Connor's doing decent.
Yeah,
he's not doing great, but then you got Benny Snell when he's spelling them off, giving them some rest. He's playing well, catching the ball, rushing touchdown still. The receivers are stout. Deontay, Claypool, Juju had a good game. This week with 9 catches or something like that. So I mean, the Steelers are the truth right now.
Well, we're gonna move on. It's our viewers' favorite segment of the week. Are you? Let a mean face. Hold on. Are you serious? Seriously, are you serious? I'm not gonna go first because I'm fired up. So I'm gonna let Wes go with your "Are you serious" first, and I'm gonna go last because I'm just gonna give y'all a little hint. I'm keeping it at no ma'am.
For no ma'am.
Yes, a person in no ma'am. I got a team. I'm going to talk about. I'm going in. Listen, put your ear to the microphone or the speaker, whatever you got to do. I'm going at someone in no ma'am. Wes, you're up first, baby.
No, mine. We kind of touched on it, so I'll just keep it going. Was Claypool. I mean, Devontae Johnson comes back. Him and Juju and Ben just like they just rekindle a old friendship. All three of them just passing the ball around. Everybody get 9 catches. Everything looking good first half. They playing with Tennessee. And the one touch Claypool gets. So a little funky end around. And the dude fumbles. So he ends up with a weird stat like 1 catch for minus like 8 yards with a 0.8 points. Like,
was it that pass like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shovel in the front.
Right.
But he fumbled going around the end. And I'm like, is this all am I going to get today? Dude, you've been giving me touchdowns the last 2 weeks. Know my situation. I'm struggling with my receivers. Because Michael Thomas still ain't back. He got a new injury.
Yeah.
But this ain't about Mike. I got to get off of Mike because he may fight me. So, Claypool, just come back. Claypool, just do something this week. I need you. I got you in there. I need you.
I got him in my big money league, and I lost to the guy that was in 12th place with the worst team ever drafted in fantasy history. Beat me because Claypool, Mahomes, and Mike Evans.
Ooh.
Yeah, they killed me.
But let me ask you this. So you said at the end, Wes, you're looking for a bounce back this week against the Ravens. I mean, they got a pretty stout defense. What's your expectation for him this week?
I think I get it, stout defenses, but
not
I
really.
think you can spread Baltimore out, and I think that's what Kansas City did to kind of exploit them.
Okay.
And when you spread them out, they can't. You know, I think that you can exploit mismatches, and I think their nickel corner or their third cornerback is their weak link. Like I said, I think a lot of teams play them straight up to stop the run, but I think you got to spread them out, get these guys in space, so it doesn't. That defense isn't that strong in that condensed space. So that's what I think. Because I think the Steelers are going to go 3 wide on them and try to spread them out, get a lead, and then second half, you're going to see Connor and Bell and them trying to run the clock out.
Well, in addition to that, Baltimore has a middle of the road pass D, Mitch. They're like number 15 and 16.
Right. No, I know.
Great pass D. They're solid against the run. Not that great pass defense.
But they're gonna chase. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to blitz a lot and try to get at Ben before he has time to throw the ball.
I think one thing, one stat. I think Pittsburgh is one of the least blitzed. Baltimore is one of the least blitzed teams because they rely on their front four.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're going to have to blitz if they want to hit Ben. Ben's not the same. He's not agile like he used to be. Where you used to have 2 people tackle him and he still gets out of it. He ain't that guy no more.
No, definitely not. All right, G, you're up, man.
Mine's is Atlanta Falcons. Are you serious? Touching back on what we talked about a little bit ago, man. This might be the dumbest team in America. From the first mistake that they made, they didn't know they could touch the ball inside of 10 yards. That's for the defense, not for the offense, right? And then in addition to that, this game, as I said earlier, why run a play? There's no timeouts. If you run a play, run a quarterback sneak. If you need a yard.
Kneel down, yeah.
Get a quarterback sneak, run up that 1 yard to get a first down, and then you down the ball.
Right.
Kick a field goal, win the game. Game over.
Right.
Either they did that on purpose because they're trying to get a Trevor Lawrence, or they just are not very smart, right? Because Gurley knows what to do. He did it a few years ago in St. Louis.
And they actually said he's one of the best.
On the other side and hit the lid. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
Or he say, you know what, the hell with that, I'm going to get my stats. I'm getting this.
Exactly. That was like, it may have been a money move. He's like, hey, man, I got bonuses.
Yeah. Hey, I got me in fantasy football,
Exactly. But that's not, are you serious, man? And again, I think that was all coaching. All the coaching's fault, man.
Hey, also, whenever the owner comes down off the box and come on the field, it's a bad sign. It's always a bad sign.
Bad sign. Unless you're Jerry Jones, you just live down there. But all right, Wes, I'm going to need you to come a little bit closer, though. I'm not going to pick on you. I'm just going to let you know that off the jump. But I have a question to ask you because my "Are you serious?" is for you, first place guy. Lights Kamara action. Are you serious? Are you serious? Look, I know you've never been there before. You've never been at the top. You've never been in the number 1 spot. You got a little euphoric feeling going through your brain. I get it, right? You're playing great. I can't front on you. You're doing great. But you do realize it means nothing. And I'm going to use 2 people on this podcast to reference, okay? No shade because the other one's smoking a bunch of cigarettes somewhere. We don't know where he's at tonight. But I'm going to start with Genus. Genus. I tried to explain to Lewis today that it doesn't matter if you're the number 1 spot. It doesn't matter if you get the first round bye because my man right, Chair, 5th spot last year. 5th. Chasing that guy down there. 2nd place all season. We could rewind back a few podcasts and when my man G brought out the ring, and he probably has it somewhere down there. He 5th place, and he won it in the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, he thinks he's unstoppable right now. He's talking a lot of smack. Every time someone does something on the – there you go. See? Then you got to earn that, my friend. So every time someone posts something on the chat, he throws his little eyeballs up. And then he brings this out today. Come on, James, a.k.a. Wes. Hey, correction there, buddy. His name is James Wesley Eason. His middle name is Wes. It's not an A.K., jackass. He's telling us, he's basically telling everyone that you're going to trade him Jacobs. Now, look. Genius, you've known Wes. Well, hold on a second. I'm going to get to you in a second, buddy, because I want to know something. Genius, you've known Wes, what, 14, 15 years now, probably?
Wow, yeah.
Okay. I have known Wes. I am 47 years old. I have known Wes 45 years. I know Wes how he plays fantasy. Wes knows how I play fantasy. He's not giving up Jacobs. I don't care what you think, what you offer. It's not happening. So, Wesley, my friend, my child's godfather, I ask you this question. What was that BS trade he offered you?
No, I don't think we never really threw out offers. I told him basically I was looking for a running back, and I had Hollywood on the block.
Right.
And he never really came back to me with what he wanted. But when I went through his lineup, I kind of knew what was available. Like I knew he wasn't giving me Kamara, so I was just kind of looking at his, B, C's, and D's, and I was like, well, I'm not comfortable with those, those other guys because there's something wrong with them. Committee,
right?
Currently they're not hot. Like really nobody that I felt comfortable giving him that triple stack and getting in return and feeling comfortable.
And here's the thing: I'm gonna take back a little shade because my man Lewis he knows football. He's a smart dude. Like he knows football. But my problem is he thinks he can manipulate people. Like we're just gonna bow down to him. Like for instance, if you say you're gonna give him, you're looking for a running back. Why would you give up your stud?
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I would go with what I got.
Before you join,
running back though, he got like 5 or 6 of them already,
and they're not worth a damn. Besides Kamara,
they're worth it, but
he's 6-1. He's got a good team.
Exactly, but he wants to mess it up because he thinks he can make it better. I was telling Genius before we started the show tonight. In Lewis's league that I'm in with Lewis, this guy is constantly trying to get Aaron Jones from me. Like, I'm telling you, I need a running back, and you're trying to take my bell cow from me. Like I don't get the mentality. So, to all you fantasy people out there, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Stop it. Just because you're in first place, act like you've been there before. Even if you've never been there. Act like, please. I'm fired up, man. I'm telling you, I'm fired up. I feel like Trump right now. I'm talking with both my hands. Joe doesn't understand. Joe just doesn't understand fantasy football. All right, so Genius, you mentioned something earlier to me, and I'm a little intrigued by it. Look, we're innovation. We're innovative here. At the NOMAAM. You can see our expensive studios that we're in right now, the three of us or whatever. We're always trying to expand. Real quick, let's talk about what you meant by studs and duds. What you got on that?
Studs of the week. Tyler Lockett, 15 catches, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, the highest score of the week in fantasy, 53 points. Tom Brady, 370 passing yards, 5 total touchdowns, 45 fantasy points almost.
He wasn't even the number 1 quarterback of the week.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yes,
I thought it was Herbert.
There was no, Herbert had like 41 or 40, just over 40. But there was 4 other quarterbacks with 40 or more actually, and that was Burrow, Herbert, Baker, and Kyler. They all have 40, and Russell had 39.
Baker didn't have more than Tom Brady. They both had 5 touchdowns though, right?
No, yeah, but Baker only threw for 300, 297 or something like that, and he threw a pick. So Devontae Adams. 13 catches, 196, 2 touchdowns, 44.
That was delicious, dude. I had him in a fun league. I was enjoying that.
And one other person who got hurt, was it the fourth quarter or the end of the third quarter? Jeff Wilson.
Oh, Jeff Wilson was having three touchdowns. 3 touchdowns.
Fantasy points, dude, and got hurt. He's out. He's in IR now. They said he's out.
Yeah.
Yep. Like all of them running backs in San Fran.
Some duds of the week. Josh Allen, 16 fantasy points, no passing touchdowns, and he lost a fumble against the Jets. Out of all people, the Jets.
Jets had that game too. Shout out to Michael, man. Last week I was about to come on here and be like, the Jets finally. Oh, they lost another one. Forget
it. But DK Metcalf, 4 fantasy points, 2 catches, 23 yards. Although he made a great defensive play, offensively not so much. Robert Woods, 5 fantasy points.
Yeah, he hurt me last night.
Zeke, 45 yards rushing and 16 receiving. When have you ever seen that kind of game from Zeke? You just don't see that from him. No. The first 5 weeks, he put up 20 or more, or 18 or more. And then last week, he put up 12, and then this it's getting worse by the week.
Oh, yeah, I'm worried about that Dallas offense, man.
And then also just my last your boy, Josh Jacobs.
Oh, yeah, I know. I already knew that.
17 yards rushing, 3 catches, 14.
Game script. He got game scripted out of there, dude. They started throwing at the end.
He said he wanted to catch the ball this year, and he's not they're not even allowed to do that.
I'm telling you, Carr's check down is Renfro. It ain't the running back.
Yeah.
When Carr wants to if the deep isn't available, he's a dump down to Waller, but his favorite is Renfro. He's not going to dump it to a running back unless that's the call play. And you'll see that like in the first 3 seconds.
Do better with that. You know how much better? I mean, at the end of the day, look, football is about getting the ball in your best.
I agree.
Right? And I think that's where Gruden has that old school mentality.
Carr's a read first. He's got to go through his reads before he goes off script. And he doesn't go off his reads. He'll throw it away before he'll dump it down.
Right.
Well, that's good for Cleveland because we're not good on the passing game. We're not good on the screens, and if he don't throw those much, and he ain't gonna be able to see 3 or 4 or 5 reads with Miles Garrett.
No, not that.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna have to be something quick.
Well, to all the fantasy viewers, man, email us your are you serious? Email us your studs and duds. The only thing I'm going to add to the studs and duds, and we'll get on to the yes ma'am, no man segment, is Cam Newton.
Oh man,
he might be done. But like I said from the beginning of the year, he's not accurate. So
he's never been accurate.
So
no, I mean, and I felt bad. I honestly did because he was sitting on the bench next to Edelman, and Belichick walked over to him, tapped him on the thigh, and he just shook his head. It was a wrap. I said, he's out. He's done. So, yeah.
Playing this week. He's starting this week, but I just don't see
he's on – dude, that dude is on the shortest leash you could find.
I agree.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, you see what they got behind him?
It doesn't matter. I don't – at this point, I think Belichick knows – that they ain't winning nothing this year.
But I think he has escalators in his contract, so I think they will bench him if he's not doing well because they're going to have to keep paying him more money.
Right.
Oh shit! Well, that's some scumbag shit because hey, they don't got no offensive talent.
They all do it. All those teams do it if they got those escalators. Guys play.
Well, this is my baby mama's. Well, she's my only mama. Whatever. Her favorite segment of the week. When we do the yes ma'ams, no ma'ams.
So disrespectful.
We just gotta have some fun, man. So she is my baby mama, though. I mean,
when she's watching
Stop it, Mitch. I'm stopping you right now, Mitch. Stop saying that.
No. Hey, when she's watching this, can you please record her so when she slaps you, we can all see that too?
Look. We're working on 18 years of marriage right now. And she knows. This is the moneymaker right there, man. She loves it. She loves it. But no.
Talking about that real quick before we start. 17 years this weekend for me and my wife.
Oh, God bless. God bless. Let's give it up. Give it up. No man clap. No man clap. There you go. 17 years together or 17 years married? Together. Yeah. Nice. Beautiful. And if you've never seen, which you probably haven't, Genius's kids, beautiful. Just adorable. They're great kids.
Sir.
I've known them since they were babies, and his son is like a son to me. I love his son. His daughter is
His kids.
his daughter is one of the most
Don't say that.
beautiful. His daughter is one of the most beautiful souls on this planet. And so God bless you. God bless Melanie. God bless the whole Garcia family.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
I love, baby.
Word.
Let's go. I'm gonna add music next week. I got it, man. I'm just gonna the right tunes. I'm thinking like a DMX Busta Rhymes mix or something.
Okay.
Gotta start. I'm getting
music.
fired up, baby. For Yes Ma'am, No Ma'am, Stardom, Cinema, whatever you want to call them. These are the suckers you want to play, and these are the suckers you don't want to play. So, Wes,
Where we going? You doing quarterbacks?
we're gonna start with you today on quarterback on Yes Ma'ams, and I want some gritty, grimy. I want that guy that no matter what happens, that's your ride or die dude right there this weekend.
Oh man, this is a tough one because then I would have gone with my homeboy, but I'm going Thursday night, Mitch. Teddy Two Gloves. I'm going Teddy Two Gloves.
I like it against the Falcons.
Exactly, I'm riding that one.
I think I'm starting them in our league too.
I think
Thanks for the
give
tip,
me a
Wes.
good day. I think he's gonna give me a good day. I actually think that game Thursday is gonna be a shootout.
What?
And I do.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm saying like 28, 25, something like that. I'm not saying they ain't going to get in the 30s. But,
we ain't gonna go 30 points.
Good.
yeah. But I just think you're going to be happy fantasy-wise. Teddy, Anderson, maybe DJ Moore.
That's a
know if
bold
McCaffrey's
statement.
back.
Dude, that's a bold statement because we hate Thursdays here at
Atlanta.
No Ma'am, dude.
I know. So you know it. You know that I'm talking some stuff here.
Okay.
We don't mess with Thursdays.
Okay.
And then Atlanta, Julio, Ridley, Gurley, Matt Ryan, these guys can put up some points. So I see a lot of points. And my man Young Ho Koo. What up, Young Ho?
Young Ho, we got some hoes in this house. Some hoes.
I think he'll get you about 10 points.
Well, we could add the kicker segment at some point, but nice segue. I like that.
Kickers. I know we don't do kickers.
Kickers, they matter sometimes.
Sometimes.
Unless you're Brian,
Gaskowski.
Brian McManus, who puts up 15, 20 points every week, whatever. Prater had a week and a half too, but all right, I'm going to go next, and I'm just going to say this. I'm sorry. Ryan Tannehill, baby. To light up Cincinnati. You're going to be able to see the skylight from here in Charlotte. Light them up, baby. And I'm starting him. I'm starting A.J. Brown. I'm starting everyone associated with the Titans. Dude, if we could start their equipment guy, I'd start him too.
Turn over your Bengals card right now. Turn over that Bengals card right now.
Oh, wait. I'll preface by saying Burrow's going to have a good game too. I don't know if my bold prediction I don't know. He's lucky. I'm 1-1 in my bold prediction with him, but Tannehill's going to light him up. Genus.
Yeah. My yes ma'am stardom quarterback is David Carr. I mean, they're playing the Browns.
Woohoo!
Defense. He had a decent week last week, over 20.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be closer to 30 this week. I think it's going to be a shootout. Like I said, I think David Carr is up at least 25 fantasy points, a few touchdowns, maybe a rushing touchdown.
No, not Derek Carr.
Yards.
That got to go to Jacobs.
Jacobs ain't going to be able to run the ball. That's the thing. I mean, we have the number 4 rush defense in the league. We don't allow a lot of rushing yards, but we allow everybody to throw the ball on us anywhere you want. So if Jacobs need to catch the ball this week, if you want him to score, if you have him. If not, go to the receivers. Nelson Aguilar, one of those guys. But yeah, I think David Carr has a great week this week.
Okay. The obvious choice for me, as I just basically became a Titans fan in the last yes man for quarterbacks. The easy pick would be Derrick Henry, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go Todd Gurley Thursday night. I think that I don't like Carolina's defense at all. I don't like their front. They lost short, and Shaq he just seems lost at times. So I think Gurley could, If it's gonna be a Thursday night it's those nights where you get some of those points, then I'm gonna say Todd Gurley could put up anywhere between 20 and 30 points on Thursday night.
I think he's got 3 games this year already with 2 touchdowns. I think he has at least 3 games with 2 touchdowns this year. So
I can see him having a good game. Gee, who's your running back?
My running back stardom is Miles Sanders, barring he's healthy. They're saying he's coming back. It's only Tuesday, people, so don't quote me on this. Last week with Crowder, he ended up on Thursday being doubtful, or Friday being doubtful out of nowhere. So Miles Sanders, Dallas has the worst rush defense in the league, allowing 178 yards per game.
Wow.
Miles Sanders is going to have a field day running the ball, catching the ball, scoring touchdowns. I'm gonna be bold here, and I'm gonna say at least 25 for Miles Sanders this week.
That's a lot coming off an injury.
So
Yeah.
if he doesn't play, would you insert Boston Scott?
This week, if he doesn't play, Boston Scott for sure. Yes.
Okay.
Start Boston Scott automatically. I mean, he had a decent week last week,
Right.
and he's playing a worse rush defense this week. Absolutely. If Miles Sanders don't play, start Boston Scott. Pick him up, trade for him, do something. He's going to play good this week.
Wes?
I was going to go, and I don't even know if this is a reach, but I like Kareem Hunt because I don't like the Raiders' run defense. I think he's going to have a big day. But we're forgetting the obvious, man. Le'Veon is playing the Jets. That's my start of the week. You talking about a revenge game? Come on. That's it right there.
They might just give him the ball just because.
Exactly.
Right.
I go coach like, yo, can I get the most carries this week?
Right. Well, no, but you know what? Sneakily, Andy Reid is that guy.
Yep.
He may not come out and be a dick to your face, but you know that he's like Le'Veon. So, how bad do you want to run down their throat? He'd be like, look, man, more than anything, okay, look, we're gonna give you the ball 117 times. You know,
right? Every play.
Right. Hey, Patrick, you're not playing this week. Le'Veon's going to quarterback too. You know. All right. So all right. So let me ask you this though, and that's a great one. So does Hilaire taper off this week?
No, I just think Kansas City offense is just going to fix whatever hasn't been worked for them the last couple of weeks on the Jets, and I just think where they try not to be too egregious or over the top, they're gonna just give it to Bell. Like they'll be up 28-3, and they have the ball in 5, and it's like, okay, they take Hilaire out, you bringing in Le'Veon Bell, and he's getting the short yardage. You know, you're going to see that type of situation.
But I believe he's that guy already, Bell over there. I mean, if
goal line,
Terrell Williams didn't even get a snap last week, or this past week because Bell is in there now. Hilaire hasn't been able to score red zone touchdowns, and also I think it'll be more of like a 60-40 timeshare. Hilaire more, but I think when Bell is in there, he'll be used more. So the touchdowns.
It'll be a different concept. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, G, give me your wide receivers, bud.
I'm gonna go with the same guy I went with last week. Unfortunately, he didn't play because again, we say our predictions on Tuesdays and not knowing if they're gonna get hurt on Saturday. So Jamison Crowder again, man. I mean, KC has the number 4 pass defense, right? So they're good. Don't get me wrong. This start is purely because the Jets will be behind by so much that they're just gonna have to throw the ball. If Crowder is healthy, he gets 12 to 15 targets a game already. Right. So just on sheer volume, he's going to produce. And if he gets a touchdown, which he hasn't gotten many this year, but if he gets a touchdown, which is quite possible, especially when you start playing that soft pass defense, you know, that zone that you can get eaten up in when you're up 28-3, then I think if he gets that touchdown, he puts up over 20.
Okay. What was his injury on Saturday? What happened to him?
I don't freaking know. I think they said he had a hammy or something last second, but he's fine now. He's projected to come back this week, so we'll see. Okay. We don't never know until Saturday. Till they place that tag on him.
Well, that's true. Wes, give me a wide receiver, buddy.
I don't want to. Let me just throw Robbie Anderson in there because I for some reason I'm loving that Thursday night game, but he's not my dude. I'm going with that dude Fulgham. for Philly. If
against
I
Dallas,
don't know
yeah.
who Carson Wentz is throwing it to. And when I look at it, I'm like, if you're going to – I saw his game. I was like, I like him. He's kind of big, looks kind of fast. Like, he looks like a faster Alshon. I was like, well, that's what Carson Wentz likes, those big guys over the middle that he can get. That's like he don't got no tight end to throw to. I mean, Richard Rodgers had to go a week, I guess.
I'll say this. Thanks again for the tip. Thanks, Mitch, for the trade. I got Fulgham in our league now, and I'm definitely going to start him. I think he's going to have a huge day as well.
Did I trade you Fulgham?
You did.
What I trade you for him?
Justin Jackson, I think we
Oh,
traded.
that's right. No,
But
I need a running back.
Taper off. I think this will be one of his final big weeks because I think when Alshon comes back after, I think they got a bye next week or something. After he comes back from that bye and the team gets more healthy, I think he still produces 10, 12, regular numbers, but I think this he's going to blow up.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think he's a fixture in that offense moving forward.
Yep.
Okay.
Who comes back?
Give me your wide receiver, bub.
I already told you. Rodgers or Fulham.
Oh, that's right.
Want me to do
That's
tight
right.
ends? We
Tight
could.
ends. Who was my wide? Oh, yeah, that's right.
You didn't say one.
Leave that stuff alone, Mitch.
Man. I'm getting old, man. I told you, 47 years old, baby.
My tight end is Jonnu Smith. I forgot who they were playing, who the Texans were playing. Oh, I'm sorry, Mitch. Bengals. I don't know how good you guys on the tight end, but I'm playing Jonnu this week.
I'm just gonna sit there quiet. I'm gonna sit there quietly and read a book. You guys talk among yourselves. No, keep on going.
All right, cool. Like he was my only one, so I put Jonnu and Ferkser. What's his name? Ferkser.
Ferkser.
Fulgham.
No, Ferkser.
Ferkser, his backup.
Oh.
Yeah, if they do two titles, because I wasn't sure if Corey Davis is back this week or
he was back last week. He played last
so
week.
I wasn't sure.
He had a good game. He had like 16 again.
So yeah, my starter of the week will be Jonnu Smith.
Who was my wide receiver? I gotta write this stuff down, man. I gotta start writing stuff down.
You didn't have one.
You didn't have one.
Started with me.
That's why I said Wes jumped me. He gave you a tight end. So I want to give you mine real quick.
It was both.
Anyone on the Titans? Go. Just go to Titans. Just Adam Humphries, AJ Brown, Corey Davis. I mean,
there you go. We get it.
It's sad, but it's true. I mean, it's look. The thing about it is we just can't cover anybody. We just can't. I mean, but no. I mean, I'll give you one actually who I think, and it pains me to say Starman because eventually it has to work. I'm just gonna say T.Y. Hilton, man.
Oh, I was thinking about Mitch, and he hurt me. I couldn't write him on my paper. I said, I'm not putting T.Y. on this paper.
They're playing Detroit. Detroit's, no, it's gonna. I think T.Y. And I don't think it's gonna be a big week. He's that guy. He's not really my starter, my yes man of the week. He's like, I gotta watch him on Saturday because his parents are going out of town, and I have confidence in him and stuff. That's what I got him. But I'll do tight end. That's gonna be a tough one this week. There's a lot of good ones out there that are starting to show some face and who I'm actually liking a little bit. But I'm gonna go Jared Cook. I think Jared Cook's gonna have a good game against the Bears this week. So I think I don't trust Breeze outside of the dome all the time, but I think that they smell the blood. They I don't think they're gonna catch the Tampa Bay Bucks, but I know that they're not worried about Carolina, and I know they're not worried about Atlanta. So I think they're gonna try to create some separation. I think hopefully if Michael Thomas comes back, Jared Cook's going to have a week and a half. Mark my words. Go, G.
I'm going to go Richard Rodgers.
Okay.
Eagles. Again, I mean, Dallas is allowing a 10th most fantasy points to tight ends. The run game will be humming. Play action, outlets to the tight end will be available. He's going to put up similar numbers to last week, which I think he had like 6 catches, 80 yards, but I think he'll add a touchdown to that. which will put him around 20.
Okay. Well, I'll start off then with the no-mams, the guys that you wouldn't, their own mamas wouldn't even draft them. It's like sit them this week. You ain't coming to Thanksgiving dinner. Christmas has been canceled, COVID style. Well, shout out, by the way, update, still COVID free. Everybody here, we even got tested on Saturday. Well, tomorrow to check, but that's another story. My quarterback sit of the week is pretty boy Garoppolo, man. I know he's going up against a garbage Seahawks defense, but this could be the week that they have a really good week because he's just I don't like his game anymore. And until he gets a little bit more mobile and he gets more precise with his reading of routes, he's a sit-em for me.
I'll go next. My no-man sit-em quarterback is Lamar Jackson. And the reason I say that is because he's going to get some points on fantasy based on yards, but if you have a decent backup like a David Carr or a Burrow, which you would probably have if you got Lamar early, right? Most people probably have like a Herbert off the waiver or I would probably go and start one of those guys that are going to probably get more fantasy points this week.
Right.
And the reason I say that is Pittsburgh's playing great. Their defense is playing great. Their pass game is solid. Their run game is solid defensively. Lamar's been kind of one-dimensional this year against good teams, if you notice. He plays great against the defenses that aren't that good, but he's going to face a really stiff test. I think it's a division game, which is another reason. And I think it's a good defensive, low-scoring, like I said, like a 16-13 kind of game where there's a lot of field goals, maybe one touchdown in the game for each team, maybe two. And it's a lot to say because Pittsburgh's been putting up points against anybody.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think we're going to actually see a defensive game for the first time this year.
Okay. Wes?
My quarterback, no man, is my boy, Cameron Jarrell Newton. They need it. I need it because I'm probably going to have to play him this week, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like the offense. I don't like the weapons they got. I think Edelman is washed. I don't know if they can run it. I'm like, man, I look at it. I don't know if it's all Cam, but, being from Carolina, living in Carolina, I won't say that. I'm from Brooklyn. But living in Carolina, I've been here since day one of Cam, and I'm starting to see the same things that the feet work ain't working, he's not. And I'm like, come on, Cam, we should be better than this. We've had off season to work on this, and I'm seeing the old bad habits. And now I'm thinking the national media is going to rip him real hard.
Oh, they're terrible.
Like, we seen it as Carolina, living in Carolina, but now that everybody sees it, now it's like it's no good anymore. And I'm like, well, he can still function. You just got to make sure he goes through these steps when he's making passes. You just can't – you kind of have to kind of like script offensive sets for him where maybe there's a rollout and he can kind of, run into a throw, even though I know he can throw bombs from the pocket, but sometimes his feet ain't right when he's in the pocket.
But he's not accurate, like Gina said.
Yeah.
I agree, but it ain't accurate to – he don't have no weapons. Like, I know Cam took whoever, Philly Brown and the crew, to the Super Bowl, but I don't even think the Patriots got Philly Brown and the crew out there on these rosters. Like,
well, I also think
running backs, and he threw the ball to CMC in Carolina for the last few years. Why? New England has always utilized the running back. Why are the running backs not getting 12 to 15 catches a game? I don't get. He's throwing 100 yards a game. He's running the ball more than he's throwing the ball.
So here's my observation of it, and I've never been a Cam fan, and I've said this since day one. Cam has it in his mind as a game plan, right? And then once the play starts to happen, he goes off that game plan, and he tries to make stuff on his own. I said it from day one that that was not a good fit for him in New England. They don't have the personnel for him. And to the 2015 season was when they went to the Super Bowl. They had a pretty damn good defense too. That defense in New England is okay, but he's on the field too much, and he's not good anymore. He's just not good anymore.
No, my thing about bringing in the 215 Panthers was they didn't have the offensive weapons. Yeah, I knew the Panthers defense is better than this New England defense, but I'm saying offensively, Cam didn't have no weapons on that team. Like, same thing. This New England's team, he don't have no weapons, but it just don't look the same. Like, it looks like it was old Cam with bad footwork and bad mechanics. And I was like, we should be past this, Cam. We 10-plus years into our career, we shouldn't have – okay. And now they're going to make fun of the way he dresses, like he don't care. Like, Cam been dressing like this since day one.
Right.
So don't try to bring up his wardrobe because he's having a bad day.
But all the extra stuff gets emphasized when he's not playing good. When he's playing good and running touchdowns and wearing, green and orange polka dotted suits and stuff, but they're like, Cam,
But that's not Cam. That's not like if he's wearing the same crazy outfits every day and he has good games and bad games, that's not on Cam. Because then you got to accept him when he's thrown for 500 yards and then when he's thrown for 50 yards.
He's playing in Massachusetts, dude.
I know. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Bad spot to be a fashionable brother.
Right.
That you care about your looks.
Best spot just to be a brother. Let's just be honest. I mean,
I'm trying to keep the ratings legit, Mitch.
Well, I'm just being honest. I mean, you're going to look. Let's call it as it is, and it is the truth. They went for the last how many years with pretty boy Tom Brady, the All-American boy, the guy next door, the guy who never has any problems, dresses the normal way, acts the normal way, is a quarterback, and now you get Fruity McLoops that comes in there, and it's. I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. G, give me your running back.
Running back, Ronald Jones. No man sit him. Giants have a top 10 rush defense. Leonard Fournette is by his carries. Last week was almost a 50-50 split. Leonard Fournette is catching the ball. He's in there when it crunch time. I just don't see a good week for Ronald Jones. Last week, Ronald Jones got the touchdown. This week, I think Fournette gets it. I would definitely bench Ronald Jones.
Okay. I don't know if I bench anyone against the Giants, but
they got a top 10 rush defense.
I know.
For sure.
What do you got for running backs?
I got any Baltimore running backs versus Pittsburgh. I don't care if it's
Dobbins.
Dobbins, Bus, Ingram. I don't care who it is. I'm not playing none of them jokers against the Steelers.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it simple.
No, I totally agree with you on that one. I'm gonna go back to the Patriots game. I'm gonna sit Burkhead, James White, any of those guys. I think the Bills are pissed.
Don't sleep, man. You can run on the Bills. I know what you're saying.
No, I know, but I just think they're gonna come out. They're gonna play pissed because mentally think about this game. And I thought about this the other day. And actually, that was the first one I actually wrote down as a no man was the entire Patriots running game. And I'll tell you what. In how many years has the Patriots won that AFC East?
10 straight?
I don't
like that.
Yeah, it's like 15. It's like 15 out of 13. This is some crazy number too.
Right. So this
Sunday,
the
only time they won was Rex Ryan, and I think that may have been Rex may have won it the division one time. If they even did win it, they may have came like the wild card out of that.
This Sunday at 1:00, those Bills are going to come fired up because this is their mission statement. They're going to beat them and say this is our division now. It's only between Miami and Buffalo, if you ask me. The Jets are at the bottom, and I think the Patriots are right there sharing an Airbnb with them. To me, it's Buffalo, and it's Miami, and it's Buffalo's to lose. and I don't think, and I think they were embarrassed. I think they were embarrassed last week, and Josh Allen's gonna have. I think they're all gonna have a bounce back week. I think Stephon Diggs is gonna go crazy this week. I think they're gonna have a really good week. So, but yeah, I would bench everyone that has an RB title next to their name for the Patriots. Wes, we're on you for wide receiver.
Any Dallas wide receivers. I'm sorry, man. I don't like their quarterback situation, man. Like, you got to go to your third string quarterback, man.
The dude.
You're gonna have it. The dude.
That's the dude, man.
You can have it. He's gonna have to show me first. So I put Amari in the flex. Lamb, I'm not comfortable, and Gallup. Ugh, I don't even know.
Yeah, Gallup's tough. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back to a game I talked about earlier. Just because I don't trust the quarterback, I'm gonna go Deebo Samuel. Sit him this week.
I think he's hurt.
He's out.
Oh, he's out. Oh, even better. Even more reasons to sit him. No, actually, I'll go somebody else. I'll go Jerry Jeudy, for the Broncos. He was my alternate, my second guy. I don't like that game this week. I think Herbert, rain, wind, snow. Where did he played in Oregon, right?
Oregon, yeah.
Yeah.
So he ain't afraid of cold weather. I think they have a good week. It's a battle of the 2 and 4s, so nothing exciting on that one.
My wide receiver, Devontae Parker.
With Miami, okay.
Rams are giving up the second fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. They're starting a rookie quarterback and Tua after getting rid of Fitzmagic, who's been playing actually pretty good.
I don't get it. I think it's stupid.
I think the Rams are going to hit Tua a little bit. Donald in that front line. I think he starts to go underneath a lot to Myles Gaskin and actually Gesicki actually might be getting some catches this week finally. But I think he goes to the Shaheens and the quick out routes and the little plays to keep him upright. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets injured this week, to be honest.
I don't wish that upon anybody.
I would be surprised when you're playing this kind of front line, man.
I want to ask you about that real quick, G. Because I'm nervous for the kid. I think he's healthy enough to play. I get it.
He's been healthy all year, but
yeah. But why now? Fitzmagic has got you there.
Mm-hmm. We all know how that Fitzmagic.
We all know what's going to happen. I get that.
We all know how it's going to end. But I look at it this way because I thought about it, and I'm like you, Mitch. It's like it's too early. I'm like you, G. Fitz was playing great, but I'm like, these coaches see something in practice. Like, for you to pull Fitz, and I think Fitz's last game was great. Like, he didn't do nothing to lose that spot. But for the coaches to be like, okay, it's time. They already know what Fitz is about, and they're probably appreciative of it. But I'm like, they must know what they got into it, that they're seeing something in practice.
Flores is that good. Flores is that good of a coach where I think he can see it. And check this out. To your point, that you just said, Fitzpatrick didn't do anything to lose his job this past week. Maybe he's seeing it in practice too.
Correct. Like I said, the coaches are seeing something.
Right. Like
your boys, Bengals, they threw in Burrow day one. The Chargers, they had a damn needle shot to the lung for them to realize they made a mistake and
they know they made a mistake because if they watched any back of Hard Knocks, because he was nasty in Hard Knocks.
Well, then
my thing is I think he has a great future. The kid was a 5-star prospect, I think, coming out of high school,
right,
in Hawaii or something like that. He had a great career at Alabama. Took your boy Jalen Hurts' job away from him,
right?
As a freshman in a championship game.
Was
like, dude, we need to change. We about to win this, and he did it. So he has a bright future, I think. I just think against the Rams, my first game against Aaron Donald, who was crawling on the floor and almost freaking grabbed up the
He was
dude
killing
the
the
other
boys
day.
last night. He
I
was
mean,
killing
like,
the boys last night.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's going to be a tough game, I think, man. And I just think this game is going to be tough for him. But maybe this is what the coaches want to see what they really got in him.
Exactly.
Is he a tough kid? Is he going to get back up? Is he going, is he going to play through the game? Is he going to play through mistakes? And then that's they're going to see the real me versus me going up against a cupcake like Cincinnati or Cleveland's defense where I can just throw the ball wherever I want. You know what I mean? So.
What? I knew you threw your team in there, but really? Come on, man. I'm
You
hurting here.
You said it all
I'm hurting. I'm hurting.
I'm saying something you haven't said.
All right, well, tight end. I was going to pick on Dallas. I think we're done. We're done riding that trend. We've said enough about them. What sucks with them. So I'm gonna go Trey Burton, my sit-em tight end of the week, and here's why. He sucks. Move on. He just sucks. Look, Trey Burton will have 2 good games for you and then suck for 14. Trey Burton, you're a piece of crap, and I only say that because you lost me something big last year. You suck. Hey, Trey Burton, are you serious that you suck so bad? Next. Who's next?
I'll go. Evan Ingram, and this is the second week. Evan Ingram, I'm putting you on blast as a no man. You blew it for the damn Giants Monday night or whatever night it was, when you had the game on lock against Philly, and all you had to do was catch the damn ball, and you made it seem like it was off your fingertips. That was a great freaking pass by Danny Dimes. You dropped it. Then next thing I know, Wentz takes them boys down the field, throw the damn touchdown to win the game. Evan Ingram, no man, sit of the week, second week in a row.
Finish this off,
my
baby.
sit-em of the week is he had a big week last week, and he was one of my yes man stardoms, T.J. Hawkinson.
Oh,
No man sit-em this week because Indy has allowed the fewest fantasy points to tight ends this season. The game is going to be close, I believe. I think the game is going to be close. Unless he gets a touchdown, I don't think he scores over 10.
Wow.
4 for 36, 4 for 45, something like that. And if he gets a touchdown, he gets you 15. If not, he ain't getting you over 10.
I blame that on Stafford.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And by the way, real quick, just to let everyone know that's watching out here, last week, my yes man started and no man sit-em was 100%. How many people can say that? Not many.
Was it 100%?
I had Justin Herbert as a yes man stardom, 350 pass yards, 66 rush yards, 3 touchdowns, 44 points. Todd Gurley, over 20 touches, as I said last week. Didn't get 100 yards. He got 60-some yards, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, got 22. That's pretty good for a guy that was supposed to get like 15. Jamison Crowder didn't play, so that doesn't count as a negative. He just didn't play. He was hurt.
I'll have to open up the rule book on that one.
Yeah.
T.J. Hawkinson, 5 for 60 in a touchdown. That's 17 fantasy points. That's good for a tight end right now. That's great for a tight end. Jared Goff, I said to sit him. He ended up with 20 fantasy points. It wasn't terrible, but there was 16 other quarterbacks with more fantasy points than him this week. So yes, that was a good sit him.
Good job.
And then I had Josh Kelly sit him. He had 10 fantasy points. CeeDee Lamb had 0.1. He had 1 rush yard, 0 catches on 5 targets. And Darren Fells didn't even get a target. Had the big.
Did not even get a target. I was going up against him in the league, and so no, I get that. All right, well,
whoever didn't listen to me probably lost because of that.
I get it.
Start listening to us a little bit.
Yes. No, I would agree with you on that. Well, it's that time of the week, my friends. I'm going to start it off because I'm the sucker of the group. I lost. I mean, it's hard when I scored 133 points and still lost by 30. I mean, there's not. I mean, our matchup got an A-. I mean, it was a great matchup. Goff gave me 20. He had Roger gave him 35. Shout out to Carlos Franco, my man, Colombian 6, baby. Great job, great win. No salt here, no shade.
He has a great team, man. He has
a great team. I mean,
he has a good team.
Rodgers 35, Hopkins 24, Diggs 10, Kareem Hunt 19, Todd Gurley 22, Noah Fant 6, Amari Cooper 15, his kicker 5. But what killed me, his defense, 24 points.
Great start. But also his bench. Joe Burrow,
40.64 on the bench.
13, 12 and a half, 12. I mean, if you look at my bench, I mean, my team is all IR, but if you look at my bench, they all got zeros. He got every player up double figures, even on his bench.
I will say this. Okay, so I had Kenyon Drake in there. He went out. When he went out, he had 5 points, so there's really nothing I could do about it. But the rest of my team was solid. I mean, I lost, though. I took an L. It is what it is. I'm at that point now where I cry a lot at night. I stay up crying. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is at this point. Before we get to your games, I'll just go through the other games. My dad continued his streak, beat the snot out of Kenny, 145-92. Lee pulled out another victory over Kelly, 132 to 104. Marshall in the win column. Shout out to Marshall. Beat Butch 140 to 127. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm not the only loser. There was only one winner in the group this week. I'll let you talk about your loss to my guy who I talked about in Are You Serious?
I mean, again, man, my team is reeling right now. I'm struggling. I'm injured. I'm hurt. Some of my players ain't producing. I mean, Allen Robinson, 11, Schultz, 4, Koo, 2. I mean, and he had someone like James Robinson go off for 31 at the end there and just killed it. I mean, it was close after the game one. I said, hey, guys, this might actually be pretty interesting. And then he took off on me. I mean, he was supposed to beat me. He did his job. Good win, Lou. Hopefully I'll see you in the playoffs, man, and do what I do best when it counts. Win.
And then the winner of the week, the spotlight.
Trust me, I don't even know how I'm doing it. I
137 to 1. You won by 30.
But that was because Kyler Murray went off, and I forgot who didn't have a good week for him. But look at the projections, dude. Like, I wasn't even nowhere near that.
Josh Allen did it.
Yeah, Josh gave him 16 points. Robert Woods gave him 5. Kelsey only gave him 6. Yeah, but you had Claypool gave you 0.80. You had Jacobs that gave you 6, but Murray 44, Ridley 19. Godwin 23. Your defense 14. You had a well-rounded week, man.
But I mean, that's how you got to construct your lineup. When like I feel I'm weak at running back 2, so I try to find points wherever else, defense, kickers. I knew the Kansas City because I had Kansas City last week, and I was streaming anybody against the Jets. And I was like, I had to make a decision on Kansas City because I was like, okay, I got to drop Kansas City, but get them back because they play the Jets. And I'm like, that's almost like one of them waiver wire picks that you don't want to give up. Like I said, it may not be good for you for the current week, but next week it was like, okay, I could potentially got a big stud waiver wire defense because they're playing the Jets. And so I was like, damn it. I felt Buffalo, they play the Jets too.
Right.
They got a better defense than Kansas City. They should be able to, force their will. They didn't do nothing. I mean, they got stats, but they didn't get like pick 6. Like Kansas City was doing all that crap to Denver. What I expected when I had them, the pick 6, the kickoff returns, all the stuff you love from your defense that you don't normally get. So that's how I kind of stream defenses, man. I try to find them like, okay, who got the best matchup? Who's playing a rookie? That's why I don't know how if Philly's defense is picked up, but if you're telling me they got a 3rd-string quarterback, that's delicious to me.
I'm going to get him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I don't know if Philly's gone, but that is delicious.
I can tell you right now who has them.
Nobody.
Nobody?
I don't believe so.
No,
Because they
I don't
haven't
think
done
so.
much of anything.
I know what I'm saying. If nobody's got them because they under the radar, but that's what you got to look at, man. It's like you got to look at them.
Yeah, someone has him.
Hitman.
Yeah, Kelly.
He's not even Kelly ain't even gonna play them.
All
We probably got 2 defenses.
right. Well, Genius, I'm gonna get you to get your pen and paper handy because we're gonna do the picks this week of No Man. So we'll go through each we'll go through each game. We're not gonna talk about the game. We're just gonna pick winners, losers, and then we'll come back. We'll review it on next Tuesday's show. You know, who led it? Maybe there'll be a prize. I don't know. Maybe not. I doubt it. But we'll just have some fun with it. Kind of keep it going. But we'll start with my game. I'm playing. I'm Butch. I'm going me. Who you going in that one?
That's a tough one. Let me pick a coin or something. What's the projection? I gotta catch up.
Right now, I'm 126 to 91.
Oh, he's like me. He didn't set his lineup.
Yeah.
Lineup. I got to look at the game, though. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta look at it. I gotta like see the lineup. See what's going on.
But don't go
But
by
I'll go
because
with you.
I
go
got.
with you,
As I say, let's not let's pick.
I'm just saying, from what you told me, what you got, Tannehill and AJ Brown going, I that alone, you had me.
You know what? I'm going underdog. I'm going Carl.
We may be looking for a new co-host in here, Wes.
I am.
Right.
I mean, he got Aaron Jones, Jefferson, and Thielen on his bench.
No, I know. He's going to put him in, though. All right, so next game is my dad, Big Papa A, versus Carlos. I'm going with my dad, man. I'm going to go with my dad on this one.
No way. I'm going Carlos. I know Stu is hot, but I'm still going
avenge
Carlos.
his son's beating. He's going to avenge his son's beating.
But
Who you going with, G?
I'm going with Big Pop.
Okay. You got 2 for Pops. Next game is Devin versus Kenny. I'm going to go Devin. Big chips over Soul Train.
I'll go Devin.
I'm going Devin, too.
All right, Devin's a clean sweep on that one. We got the next one. The Boys Rock versus 4th and Renfro. Obviously, Wes has not set his lineup up, so you can't go by lineups.
My only thing about it, I'll go first. And I don't know if I can pick my own games, but I'm going with
pick my own game.
But I'm worried, man. I'm going against Mahomes against the Jets, man. And I'm worried, man. Because I ain't got Kyler this week. So I got to throw in somebody like Cam or something. I'm like, oh, my main dog is out, and I can't even compete.
Yeah, I'm gonna say lead this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for lead this game too because Wes, you're right behind me, and I want you to stay there.
No, I just think Kyler's a big blow.
Yeah,
like
that's
I said,
a lot of
Not
points.
being there in your I think your bye week is hurting you. That's all. That's the only reason I'm going for lead. And then my game obviously is the last one, right?
No, we got 2 more. We got you versus Kelly. The only thing that scares me, if Kelly does start Philly, I'm going to go Kelly in this one. Other than that,
starts Philly.
yeah, if he starts Philly's defense, I would say he may have a better chance to beat you. So I'll go Kelly on that one. Wes, we'll let Genius pick last on his game.
Yeah, go for.
No, I'll go for Genius. Because like I said, I don't. I look at Genius lineup and I'm like, damn, because I got some similar players. Because I'm like, damn, Miles Sanders is playing. So I'm looking at. I'm trying to put in some positive mojos. Like, okay, I want Miles Sanders to play because he's a heavy dude on my other league. Right. So I'm like, I'm going with Genius because I need some positive stuff to happen for some of his players that I got in other leagues.
Gotcha. I mean, you never bet against yourself, man. I get that, man. You're too pretty to do that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I don't think I'm going to lose. I mean, I think that every week, but matchup-wise, this game, I think we match up pretty good. I think it'll be close.
Yeah.
I think I got him.
I mean, if Miles Sanders does play, I mean that's probably.
Unless Brady goes off for 50 again, then at that point, yeah, I might get my butt whooped. But
yeah, but I mean, the whole thing with Brady going off. I mean, like you said, the Giants.
But see, but look at Kelly, man. He got that triple stack. So I normally don't pay attention, but when there's a matchup like that on a team that can't maintain points with you, damn, right. Mookie Betts. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
This guy.
But yeah, he got Brady, Gronk, and Evans, and like I said, that's probably the best players that's going to be playing that day, receiver-wise for him.
If they could do good though, but how about if the run game is working? They go to the run game, they up 21-0.
You're right. I agree with you.
Then they don't even throw the ball. So it's almost like what happened with KC last week. They were up so much, Mahomes didn't even do anything.
Right, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
And to me, the grudge match of the week. These guys are like Wes and I have known each other their whole lives. They fight like cats and dogs. We just had a no man poker night on Saturday. And I swore they were married because they just argued all night long.
Oh, really?
But I'm going Marshall in this. I think this is Lewis's the start of the gauntlet. He has Marshall this week. He has me next week. He has I think my dad the week after that. I think this is. I said it in the chat. There'll be a ESPN 30 for 30, the rise and fall of King Lou in No Ma'am. This could be his down. I say he takes a L this week.
It's a 2-game losing streak. He's with everybody else.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna roll with Marshall too. I think the upset gonna happen, man. Yeah. Any given week. It's just like in football. Any given week, man. I just lost in my other league to the 12th place guy. Okay, like I got whooped by like 20. My team did not show up this week, so it could happen. And
like we said, we
Marshall
said
don't have a bad team.
No, they both have great teams, but like we said earlier, sometimes it gets very lonely at the top, and I'm just saying.
Who you going with?
Lewis. So, all right. Well, this is
who's Wes going with? You never told me your pick, Wes.
Marshall. No, I'm going with Marshall.
He said Marshall. He said Marshall.
Oh, so that was a clean sweep then, huh?
Clean sweep. All right. Well, I'm going to start this one off because I got something to say first. If y'all remember, all of our loyal viewers, last week's bold prediction, I came out and I halted. I said, Joe Burrow, 4 touchdowns, 400 yards. And it happened.
And you got it right.
They call me the Nostradamus of this shit right here, people. That's who I be. The guru. Me. So I got another one for you. It's a pretty one. You're going to like this one.
Make it Raider related.
Make it Raider. I'll give you 2. I'm going to give you my first one first. My first one is this. Kenny Golladay against a good Indianapolis Colts defense. You ready? You want to write this down, G. I'm going 9 catches, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark it, book it, call your mama, your grandmama, whoever you want to tell.
Wow.
Mitch Aber, just put it down there. But I'm going to give Wes a bonus one, a Raider one. The Raiders are in a matchup this week against his Browns. Wes, this is for you, buddy. It's an early Christmas present. You ready? Darren Waller. He's going to have 14 targets, 11 catches, 157 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mark it.
Wow. That is a guarantee not going to happen.
That's what I was about to say. That was a tough one because I was like, woo.
Darren Waller is going to light it up this weekend like a Christmas tree. But I digress. Genus, My
The only
friend.
thing I got my bold prediction this week is the Dolphins beating the Rams. Dolphins beating the Rams. I think it's going to be a little bit of a different kind of game. I think Tua gets hit. I think Tua plays. I think the run game moves. I don't know. I just think the Dolphins are playing well right now. They won 3 out of the last 4. Every game they've been competitive. They lost to the Seahawks by a touchdown, by 8. They lost to the Bills by 3. They lost to their first loss of the season was against the Patriots by 10. But I mean, they've been playing good. They blew out San Fran. They're at home. I think they're going to pull it off some way, somehow. Don't ask me how. I think they're going to win.
High scoring game, low scoring game. What do you think?
I'm going to say low 20s.
Okay.
Low 20s. I don't think they hit the over under, but I think low 20s.
Now, just to kind of recap from last week, you gave a shout out to the Raiders to beat the Bucks.
That didn't happen.
Wes, who basically stole all of your ideas last week. Hate to bring that back up, but he co-signed with you, so you guys went a big goose egg on that one. So Wes, give me your bold prediction for the week, buddy. And I'm going to ask you a favor. Wait a second. I'm going to ask you a favor. Can I get any Bengal love? Just like any?
Tyler Boyd for sure.
Hey, I wasn't. Watch yourself. Give me something, buddy. Give me your real bold prediction.
My real bold prediction is I got New England over Buffalo.
Ooh,
I'm
really?
going there. I'm going
Okay.
there.
Okay.
For your Bengals.
Wait. No. We got to talk about that for a second.
All right.
Who's gonna do it?
They're gonna do like a running game type situation. They ain't gonna throw it a lot, but they're gonna give you that little what's that, wildcat type stuff? Yeah.
Option plays and stuff.
Yeah, they gonna.
So Cam has a bounce back week.
I'm not saying all that, but I just don't think they have very good skill position players. Like I don't think it's the same. So they're gonna have to run it and trick you.
Yeah, I think if there's any game to do it, it's this game.
Okay.
You got a middle of the road defense. Buffalo's defense is not great by any means, rush or pass. So
I mean, I think Josh Norman's still trying to recover from that stiff arm. So.
Well, they said something about. I read an article about something that he had. His arm is messed up or something, and he has like something on his. Like if you watch him play, he has something on.
Like a
and
bracelet.
It's gonna take 2 or 3 weeks before that comes off. Then you're gonna see the real Josh Allen throwing the ball. And I think it's true because he struggled the last few weeks, kind of with accuracy and throwing and stuff. So I don't know. It could be true. If it is, and he still has that on, it's quite possible.
All right, give me that Bengal prediction right there, buddy.
My Bengal prediction. AJ is going to score a touchdown.
Okay, I'll take it.
I don't know when the last time he scored a touchdown.
2 years ago, I think. I think it was like 2 years ago.
I'm thinking he's finding his niche, and that's hard to say for me to say a veteran finding his niche on his team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It should be the other way around, but I think he's figuring it out. Like, okay, Burrow's gonna throw it to everyone. Right. I need to capitalize on my opportunities.
I'll give you one also on the Bengals. Bold prediction. Okay.
Sample.
AJ Green gets traded. And next week, watch.
But it's the third. Hey, the trade deadline's on the 3rd, right?
Tuesday at 4:30. So Tuesday night, we should be talking about this. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, so I'm glad you actually brought that up because next Tuesday night it's going to be a special edition of No Ma'am Fantasy Podcast. We'll touch really quickly on a lot of things, but I want to talk about a lot of the trades that go down. You know, how it impacts fantasy football. I think the viewers need to hear that. You know, it's our obligation to them. But look, I'm going to say this: I hope the Bengals, I hope the Browns, and I hope the Raiders all win this week. Stay healthy.
It's not possible. That means me.
That's right. You guys played, Joe. I'm sorry.
You said the Browns first, so yes, good. The Browns win. Yeah.
No, man, you beat the Bengals last week, so I got to get this week.
Yeah, I'm going the Raiders this week on that one. Go Raiders. Go Raider Nation, baby.
Go
Little chuckle.
Browns, baby.
I love it. I love it. I love this podcast.
But hey, love you guys. Thank you for everything as always. It's your boy Mitch, your boy Wes, your main man G. We'll be back at you next week for episode 8. Go to the YouTube channel, click the subscribe, click the like, leave a comment, send us an email. Again, the email, NOMAAM, NOMAAM, fantasyfootball@gmail.com. That's not genus mail, that's gmail.com. All right, fellas. Love and peace, baby.
Yes, sir.
Peace.